Hi guys, welcome to the video. Today I decided to do a little update on the whole I'm on Olanzapin video, and I've been on Olanzapin for multiple weeks now, and I've noticed that my mood has changed and how I feel has changed a little, so I wanted to make an update for my girlies and guys out there and they thems who are wondering how Olanzapin works. And this is just my own personal feelings about it and my experience about it, so this might be different for you if you are on the same medication, and it's also dependent on the dosage that you are on. For disclaimer, I'm on a very low dosage of 2.5 milligrams a day, and it keeps me stable. So it seems like it keeps me stable. So I was thinking about telling you guys how I feel now versus how I felt a couple of weeks back when they started the medication up with me. So I was started on a little bit too high of a dosage for me, and they lowered the dosage because I was becoming too sedated with it, and I felt like super duper sleepy all the time and a little bit like I was feeling fuzzy all the time, and just it kind of didn't do what it was supposed to do. So they lowered my dosage a little bit. I'm really sensitive to medications, so I usually have a quite low dosage on anything that they prescribe, I've noticed. So that's personal, but yeah, so I was lowered on the 2.5 milligrams a day Olanzapin, and now I've been on it for a few weeks. And at first I noticed that it kind of made me really tired during the day, but I'm glad to say that that has kind of subsided, and now I feel a little less tired during the day than I used to. Also at first it did kind of cause some bloating, a lot of bloating in my body, and I had kind of this constant hunger all the time in the beginning, and that was kind of a problem. But now I've noticed that that's kind of tapered down. I don't get the hunger pangs as much as I used to get them, and kind of that's one of the side effects of Olanzapin. It makes you more hungry, you eat more, and then you gain weight. And you can even gain weight on a normal diet on Olanzapin, because it does kind of wreak havoc in the metabolic systems for some people. It's pretty typical side effect is weight gain of Olanzapin. But I haven't kind of gone on a scale or anything, so I don't know if I've gained weight, but I don't feel like I've gained weight a lot. I'm a little bit bloated, but not as much as in the beginning of the medication. Now I think the bloatedness has gone down a little bit, which is good. Yeah, I noticed that one of the things that it does for me is it kind of calms my body and my mind down a little bit, where I don't have my cat cats running around. Usually I have 3 to 4 thoughts at the same time going on, without the medication. My mind is a very chaotic place where I have 1 to 3 to 4 thought patterns going on constantly, and my mind is kind of grinding all the time. And that's kind of something that I noticed the Olanzapin does kind of take away, which is honestly, now that I've gotten more used to it, it's actually nice. It's nice to have a bit calmer brain, and it's not as weird as it was in the beginning for me. I felt like the silent brain was really weird. But I think it was because I wasn't used to it. I was used to that chaos of my brain grinding all the time, full speed. Now I feel it's more if I have a task that I really need to focus on, I can do that, but I don't need to use all of my capacity for everyday things. and it doesn't tire me as much. So in that way, I think that the medication is working nicely, because now I only have like one train of thought and I feel like it's way more easy for me to focus on tasks and get them done from one point to another. And I feel way more organized right now than I've felt in years, okay? So I guess like that's kind of what the mood stabilizer does. It kind of like stabilizes the thinking, it stabilizes the feelings around thinking, and that's what's happened to me at least. So my brain is more silent place than it has been in years, and it spooked me at first. I need to tell you guys, like, I was scared of it. I was like, this is not me, this doesn't feel like me, and I felt really bad about that. Like, I had a crisis over my brain being way calmer. But when I processed that, and when I kind of like got used to this new feeling and new sensation of having like more focus and being kind of like one track mind, it felt a little better, okay? Like, I feel like I've kind of like calmed down with it. I've noticed that it's actually good for some things. Like, I noticed that I'm a little bit tired, but not in the same way as I used to be. Like, it's not like when I'm tired, like it's because I've woken up early and I've done a day's work or I've studied the whole day. It's normal being tired. It's not exhaustion, because before I used to feel like really exhausted. And now I feel like I don't get as exhausted as I used to. Maybe it's because my brain is kind of like a little bit slower now. And I know it sounds crazy and it sounds bad, but think about it, if you're like, I think it's like having a train. Like, you know, if you have a train and the motor is going 110% all the time, what's gonna happen is it grinds, it goes real fast, people are real happy. But what happens is the motor gets overheated and it breaks down more easy than if you'd go a little less fast but steady, okay? So I feel like my brain is going steady and less fast. Okay, so that's kind of what's going on right now. So I also don't feel as like foggy as I felt in the beginning of the medication. Now I actually feel pretty good. And one of the things I've done to kind of offset the possible weight gain is that I started to exercise again, and I feel like that also helps me with my like stress relief and things like that. So it's not all Olanzapin. Some of it is honestly me working out. So yeah, I've been doing like kettlebell workouts, so that's been helping a lot. And yeah, I feel like I'm tired, but I don't know if it's because of the medication or it's because I'm doing school and work at the same time. So I've got like two big things, and I study a lot. So I think that that's kind of the main thing, is mainly that I study a lot on my free time and I'm exhausted because I've had to like learn new work stuff at the same time with learning new stuff at school. So it's kind of like my brain is having to do a lot of things right now, new things. So I guess I'm tired because of that mainly. But maybe the Olanzapin does a little bit like this midday tiredness for me. Like sometimes during midday I'm like, oh my god, I need to take a nap, and then I need to like decide whether I'm gonna take a nap or whether I'm gonna like take some coffee and try to like grind through that tiredness, and then it goes away. So I guess that might be a medication side effect. It's always really hard to tell what is a medication side effect and what is just like normal stuff that's going on. You know, like for me at least, my moods change anyway, like just because of my bipolar, and like it's sometimes hard to know what is like exhaustion from that and what is exhaustion from like medication, you know, that's what I mean. And I know that at this time of the year I usually have some tiredness, like fall time is especially hard for me. Like I become so much more tired and I feel like I'm sluggish and like I don't want to do anything. Like that's basically what's going on during fall time for me anyway. So yeah. So that's what's been going on. And yeah, so I'm feeling a lot better than I did a few weeks back. And honestly, I feel like this might be a good medication for me. I don't know, we'll have to see when I use it for a longer time. But so far, like, it's been really helpful with anxiety, and I feel like I get more stuff done without having to like overthink it so much. Like I usually stress out about like everything to 100, and I feel like it kind of tones that down a little bit, like where I'm normal, almost like I feel more normal. I guess this is how normal people feel like, and that's why they can like kind of like get through life way easier. I'm so jealous that some people's brain actually works like that. Like for me, because I have bipolar brain, like stability is really unheard of, you know. So I'm getting used to the stability, and it's a little bit weird, and I don't know, like I do miss some parts of like hypomania, but mainly this has been better, okay? Like the stability is better for me in the long run, even though I do miss like the energy outbursts, and I miss the inspiration, and I miss kind of like the creativity that comes with hypomania. But it's just that the price to pay for hypomania is like really deep depression, so it's not like good for me. So yeah. Yes, that's what's going on. And I actually now feel like I'm still myself, I'm just more stable and I guess like more boring. I'm so afraid, by the way, of people thinking that I'm super boring now, that I'm kind of like more toned down. But like, if they think so, then they can think so. Like, everybody has their own stuff going on, and if I'm boring to some, like, then I guess I am. Like, I don't know. So yeah, that's what's been going on. And if you're on Olanzapin, I hope this video helped you a little bit, just to kind of know what's going on or what to expect. Or I have one more medicine video about Olanzapin on my channel. If you go back and see, I've made a video when I started the medication, if you want to see like what the startup symptoms and stuff is like. But right now I'm better. I feel better than in the startup, and I feel more stable, and I feel more normal also. So yeah, like my body's gotten used to the medication now. And it didn't take as long as I thought. It took like I guess like 3 weeks. I think I've been on it for like 2 or 3 weeks now. Yeah, so not as long as I thought, okay. Like, and you feel completely different when your body gets used to it. Like, you feel so much better. And I've been like sleeping so well, guys. Like, that's new to me. I usually have like problems with my sleep, and I get like 3 hours, then wake up, then sleep for 2. Like, it's been a mess. But now like I've been sleeping like a baby, okay? So yeah, that's also been new, and it's great because I feel like I really get like good night's rest now, and yeah, it's nice. It feels nice now. Yeah, I feel good. But yeah, that's all for today. I hope you guys liked this video. I'm sorry for sharing personal things, but like when I started the medication, these kind of videos were like really important to me, and I was like searching for them, and I needed to hear somebody's like actual experience, because if you only like read the medication prescription thing, like you don't want to read that, okay? There's so many bad things listed there, and then when you actually take it, like it's nothing compared to it usually. So like I like watching people's experience with us way more than anything else, because then I can at least like expect something, like what's gonna actually happen. And yeah, I just feel like doctors don't always tell you how it feels like to be on the medication. So I feel like medication reviews are really important in that way, that you can kind of get like a rough idea of what it might be like, because again, this is really subjective. Like Olanzapin might work nicely for me, it might not work nicely for you, or we might have to take different dosages of it, or you know, it's not always like, I don't want to say that everybody's experience is gonna be like mine, because probably not, okay? Let's be real about it. This is my experience, this is my subjective feelings about the drug, and like I don't know what it is like for everybody else, okay? One other thing that I need to mention is my shopping has toned down so much. Like I feel like I can now shop really responsibly. Like I don't do those kind of like spur of the moment shopping stuff as easily, and I feel like it's because of the Olanzapin, because it stabilizes my moods. So it also helps my like inhibitions, I think, like in a way where I don't shop aimlessly. So yeah, that also a big thing, okay? So yeah, but it hasn't all been good, because like I get sometimes tired on the medication. But now I'm rambling, okay? Yeah. So this was it. Hope you guys like this. I hope it was helpful to at least someone, and I see you guys in my next video. Bye!